Hi everyone, it's me, I'm back. It's Mamaw Joy and I'm back and I'm so happy to be here. I can't do a lot today because I still can't use this arm like I want to. I can't lift over a bottle of water with it. I can move it around. I can't put it behind me. I can't push up out of a chair with it or put any weight bearing on it. But there's no pain. I've had no pain medicine for 2 weeks. I'm so excited. And he did do a total shoulder reverse replacement. And I'm just so thankful, so thankful. And I want to thank everyone for all your prayers. You were so good to pray for me, and it meant a lot, and God answered your prayers, and I'm doing so good. I'm excited. Well, anyway, when I started, my video wasn't working, so I had to start over. But I've got 2 pounds of lima beans in this water. I have rinsed the lima beans. They're the same as butter beans. They're large limas. I rinsed them, and I put them in 8 cups of water. This is the bag that came in. This is 2 pounds. And I'm going to bring this to a boil. And when it comes to a boil, I'm going to boil it for 2 minutes. And then I'm going to shut it off, put the lid on it, and set it back on the back burner for an hour. And then I'm going to put some ham hocks in there. And when that all gets done and I come back to put the ham hocks in, I'll get back on and show you what I'm going to do. And this is just going to be a really quick little video, because I wanted to get something on here, and I wanted to tell you how good I was doing. And I've had my arm in that sling for so long, I have a hard time. Plus, I have my strap down here on my arm because I don't want to put it across my shoulder and put any weight on it. And I don't want it to hurt it. And I feel like I need something on. So anyway, this water's starting to come to a boil. And like I said, I did rinse the lima beans. They are the same as butter beans. And they're going to be so good with this ham hock in there. And if I'm able, I might make some cornbread to go with it for supper. But anyway, I will get back to you. When this comes to a boil, I'm going to boil it for 2 minutes, take it off the heat, put the lid on it, and let it set for an hour. And then I will rinse all those beans off again and get them all rinsed and back in the pan and put fresh water in them. And I will add some salt and probably some pepper and the ham hocks and maybe a little bit of liquid smoke. We'll see what else we want to put in there. So, I'm so glad to be here. I'm just really thrilled and happy. I had a wonderful Mother's Day and enjoyed it so much. And there was 18 of us celebrating, and we had a good day. And I'm so thankful for that. So happy, so happy. The only thing I'm not happy about, it's going to get up to 91 degrees today, and I can't believe it. But this is starting my 4th week since surgery. This is my 4th week, and I'm just starting my therapy today, and I'm not sure how long I have to do it, but that's what I'm going to be doing. The OT's coming a little bit later on, and then I'll get back to you on the beans. So happy to be here. Mamaw Joy's back. Bye-bye. See you in a little bit. Okay, I'm back. I got my PT over with, and I've drained the meat, or the beans. I've drained the beans, and I've still got them sitting here because it won't hurt for them to sit here a little bit longer than what needed, because normally you can soak them overnight. And I've got fresh water in here. I drained them. I'm going to show you the ham hock, which inside this skin, there's meat in there, and it's going to be so good and tasty. And put that down in there. I've got, this one had 2 in the package. And I've put some salt in here, but I'm gonna wait until it cooks some more with the ham hock because they're salty. So I don't want to get too much salt in there. And I'll come back and I'll put some pepper in here. And I'm gonna get this going again, and I'm gonna put it on the back burner. It's really it gets hot in here really quick. Gas heat is really, really hot, and it just warms the whole house up. It gets so hot. So I do have my exhaust on to take some of the heat out. And anyway, these ham hocks were $3.70 for both of them, and I'm gonna share my supper, so I wanted to have some extra meat. And when that all gets done, I'll cut that skin off and pull that meat off of there and mix it down into the beans. And this needs to cook about 2.5 hours after, now that we've got it in there. And let me see. Simmer, when it gets to boiling again, I'm going to simmer it gently, and then I will tilt the lid on it and until desired tenderness. And this is usually about 1.5 to 2 hours. And if I can find something to bake my cornbread in that won't be as heavy as my iron skillet, I do have a corningware dish over there, but it's about as heavy as my iron skillet. And the iron skillet does cook everything so much better. But anyway, I will cook these beans for about 1.5 to 2 hours till they get tender. And then I will be back and show you about taking the meat off and everything, and see what all I can get done. But yeah, I did quite a bit of therapy today, and I could do most of it, and there was only a couple of them that caused me too much, not too much pain, but a little. And I'm pretty stiff, you know, because I've not had much movement in this arm. And I'm just really excited and thrilled and thankful and blessed and all those wonderful words that, and how God has blessed me, and I'm truly, truly thankful. Anyway, I hope this video turns out good, and I hope it's of interest to you and that you'll like it, and I'll get it finished up a little bit later on. Okay, I'll be back soon. Bye-bye. Okay, I'm back on here, and I'm going to show you these beans. I'm telling you, they look out of this world, and they're done, and they're good. And I did add a little more salt to them. I tasted them before they got completely done because I didn't want to not put the salt in time for it to soak into the beans. So I'm going to take out one of these ham hocks out of the pan, if I can, and see how tender the meat is on it. And we will see how that does. And this is going to be really, really hot. Probably need a little fork. It doesn't feel really done like I'm used to to it feeling. I don't know how to get hold of this. It's so hot that I don't have nothing to hold on to it with. I'm just trying to get the skin pulled off of it. So I'm gonna have to taste it. Usually the meat's falling off the bone, but seems really tender. Don't seem to have any much meat on them. I'm not used to them not having much meat. I'm going to throw that back in there for flavor till I completely get done with this. And I'm actually going to put this back in there because there's just not much meat on that. Not gonna have much meat in our beans. So get this other one out. Taste that butter bean. There's just no need for me to cut any more of this because there's no meat on here. That's pretty sad. Never had a ham hock that didn't have meat on it. And this arm's not real good for cutting. Hope nobody takes that out of the pan and thinks that's a big bite of meat, because it's not. It is not. I'm gonna put him back in there. Put the lid back on here. Those beans have really good flavor. They're plenty salt. Whoop, plenty salty enough, and they are so good. Love them. I had to put ice on my shoulder when I got done too. I was going to tell you. It was good. And I was going to tell you something else. I didn't have to leave the house to go to therapy. She came here. So that was a good thing. And seemed like there was one other thing I was going to tell you, but I don't remember what it was. And like I said, I'd like to do this cornbread. I'd like to make this cornbread, but I just don't think I'll be able to put it in the oven. But what I could do is just make corn cakes. And that may be what I try to do Michelle called me, and she said it's 98 degrees over there in Kansas where they live. I can't believe it's this hot. Anyway, I'm gonna make this recipe a little different. I'm gonna add some stuff to it. It does call for buttermilk, but it doesn't call for any baking soda, and I am putting baking soda in it because I want it to have that in there. Oh, well, there went my toe. Gotta have an egg. Maybe 2, I forgot what it said. I'll just get 2 out. In case it said 2, I'll just get 2 out. And it did say 2 eggs. So that's good. I just love to smell buttermilk. Always shake this up. Now, I'm going to get this little pan here and melt me some butter. That was what I had put the sugar and water in to make the food for the hummingbird. If you want to make hummingbird food, you use 1 part sugar to 4 parts of water. I used 1/3 of a cup of sugar and 3 1/3 cups of water. So that'd be 3/4 or 3/3 cup of water and 1/3 cup of sugar. So I'm gonna turn this on, and I've got to see how much butter did it say. I need more butter than that. It says 3/4 cup of salted butter. And 1 stick is 1/2 cup. So I need another 1/2 stick of butter. Put that in there. And I know I don't need to make this much, but I think I can put it in the refrigerator and use on it maybe a couple of days. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is put 1.5 cups of cornmeal in my bowl, and I use yellow when I make cornbread. I use yellow cornmeal. So there's a cup. and a half. Of cornmeal. You can't see in the bowl anyway, can you? I have to show you. And for the flour, I'm going to use 3/4 of a cup. Put in there. Oh. That's odd. I don't know where my stirrer went. It's not in there. Somebody probably washed my dishes and put it somewhere else. Oh, that's not it. Maybe I can use this though, but this isn't it. It's got a big long wooden handle. Anyway, while I've got the cornmeal and the flour in there, I'm gonna go ahead and stir them up and get that all mixed up in there. Then I'm gonna put 2 tablespoons of baking powder. You'll have to overlook me because I'm not doing this like I did it before, you know, with pain. There's one, but it's different, and I'm not supposed to be doing too much with this arm. So there's 2 tablespoons of baking powder, and it, like I said, it did not call for any baking soda, but I am going to put some in there. I'm going to put a 1/2 teaspoon in there, or no, a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. Okay, then I'm going to put some salt, a teaspoon of salt in here. Okay, I'm going to turn the butter off. Now, I'm going to put something else in here. My daughter decided that the biscuits were better with, the biscuits were better with cream of tartar in them. And they are. They're smoother and silkier, and we really like them like that. And I'm going to do a test. Now, you don't have to put this in there, but I'm going to, because I want to see if it does anything to the cornbread. I'm just going to put some, about not quite a teaspoon of cream of tartar in there. Okay. Now, we usually put the butter, part of it, in the bottom of the iron skillet, which I'm not using for baking. And I'm going to whisk this all together again, and then I'm going to add the buttermilk, which will be 1 3/4 cup. And then I'm going to add the eggs. I'm stirring this all up in here. Okay. Okay, there's 1 cup. and 3/4 of a cup put in here. Okay, and I'm going to turn those beans back off because there's no meat on there to get tender. So there's no need for me to even be cooking it. The beans are done. And okay, I'm going to go ahead and put the eggs in. Two eggs. I still can't figure out where my blender went. Oh boy, does this smell good. I love to smell buttermilk. I don't like to drink it, but I like to smell it, and I like to eat it in my recipes. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is put the butter in. Now I can lift a skillet, but I can't lift it after I've got the batter in there because it's heavier with the batter in it, and I have to lift it down into the oven, which I don't think I can do. So I'm going to get this griddle over here, and it's every bit as heavy as of the skillet. It's just as heavy as the skillet. I'll pour the biggest part of the butter in there, and I'm going to put some on top of here. Hope that I don't burn it. Okay. Anyway, I don't know what that cream of tartar will do, but it sure makes our biscuits lovely. And we're going to find out. We're just going to find out what it'll do. I don't think I need to be doing that with that arm. Just don't. Okay. So, it's really warm in here. That's another reason I thought I'd do it. It'd probably be better to do it on the griddle because it's so hot. I hate to heat up the kitchen with the oven. So I've only got one burner on. I'm going to turn this fan back on. I'm going to better turn it on low. I'm turning it back on. And as soon as this skillet gets hot, I'm going to fry a couple of corn cakes and see how good it is. Good they are. Well, I've done nothing but drop stuff out of my refrigerator today. And I don't know why, because I cleaned it out. You don't have a lot of stuff in it, but everything I try to get to is falling in the floor. Okay. Yeah, this will be much better because we won't have to heat the kitchen up anymore. And I'm going to do one more thing that the recipe doesn't call for. And I'm going to put in about a tablespoon of sugar. So, pat'll go. Get that rinsed off. Salt and the cream of tartar up, and the baking powder and the soda. Got that put up. Okay, yep, it's starting to burn. So I'm gonna dip me some over here in the pan. Dip me some on the griddle. I may have to put a little olive oil on here so that it won't stick. The butter, I had this griddle on so high that it kind of browning the butter real good. Okay, so I'm going to go back through the recipe here and tell you exactly again what I put in there. But like I said, I'm going to tell you what wasn't on the recipe either. The sugar wasn't on there. I used 1.5 cups of cornmeal, and I used 3/4 cup of flour, 2 tablespoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 3/4 cup butter, 1 3/4 cup buttermilk, and 2 large eggs. Then I added a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda and about a teaspoon of cream of tartar. And I put in about 1/4 cup of sugar. So that's all the ingredients that I put in there. The sugar and the cream of tartar and the baking soda was not on this recipe. But I always put baking soda in anything that I put buttermilk in, so I wasn't sure why that did that, said that. I think. I got this one down here a little big. I don't want to have trouble turning him. He's going to fall apart. I knew it. I knew it. But that's okay. When your arm don't work, that's what happens. Oh gosh. But anyway, we'll always think they should have looked better than that. I'm going to get me a little bowl out here. I'm just going to chop me up a little bit of onion. Put some butter. Oh, you can't see me. You can't see me. Put some butter. Butter on my top of my corn cakes. Yum, 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 yum. I hope that it doesn't stay hot like this all summer and not have any cool weather at all. Because I'm not going to be able to have my oven on and stuff to cook much if it gets so hot in this apartment. And it's heats up very, very quick and stays hot. But if I feel like that if I'm using this exhaust, it's taking the cool air out too. So I don't know. It may not be. I didn't make any speckled hen today. I guess I wasn't thinking about what I was doing very good. Too many things going on. Too many. Wash this tomato off and me out another little plate. Uh-oh. Smells like it's a burning. Sticking to each other. Put that on that little plate. Instead, needed to get it off of the griddle. Needed to get it off the griddle. Okay. I'm sorry that it's going array here. Slice up this tomato real quick, and I know you can't see what I'm doing, but I'm trying to hurry because I know I've got some vinegar somewhere. If I can find it, I'll be doing good. Okay, I'm turning the burner off, Something's hissing at me. Something was hissing at me. Get me some beans. Whoa. It's okay if I make a mess because I'm just not good at using my hand yet. Now I'm gonna run in here and see if I see the vinegar real quick. Yep. Found the vinegar. Okay. My bowl I got's probably too little. Well, I'm disappointed that there was no meat on those ham hocks. Very disappointed. Oh, mercy. Mercy, mercy. Okay. I got it too low. Set it like that. I think I've spilled stuff all over me. There. Oh, Oh, thank you, air, for coming on. Okay. I needed these tomatoes cut in smaller pieces. Put tomato and onion in my beans. There's my beans. Now, if you want to, you can crumb up your cornbread in your beans, or you can just eat it with, just eat your corn cake. Oh my, that is so good. And these beans are hot. Anyway, when I chop up tomatoes and onions and put vinegar on them and serve them over Great Northern beans or pinto beans or lima beans or butter beans, lima beans and butter beans are the same thing. It's so good. I like a little bit of vinegar on my beans. This is so good. Look how big that butter bean is. Big old lima. And put me a little more corn cake in my beans. And I'll put me some more vinegar. And some onion. I thought I brought a paper towel in here, but I don't know what I did with it. Okay. Another bite of beans with some good old corn cake in it. Some with onion and tomato and vinegar. So good. And it didn't take that long to cook those beans. Like I said, you can soak them overnight, but you can do this quick soak, like I told you how I done them, and they cook up pretty fast. And I didn't have to cook them in the crock pot. I cooked them on top of the stove. They were done in about 2 hours, really. All you gotta do is make sure your beans are tender and your meat's done, if you have any meat. I can't believe there was no meat on those ham hocks. This is just out of this world. Out of this world. Another huge lima bean. And it's crispy and got crispy on the griddle. So good. So good. Even if I did have to cook one-armed or one-handed or whatever you want to call it. I didn't even know if I could get a video done. But we managed. So good. Found a napkin over here at Kleenex. Put a little more vinegar in there. Oh, that vinegar makes the beans so good. And the onion and the tomato. These need to be cut up little and minced. I was going to tell you, if I didn't have bad luck, I don't know what I'd do. My eyes swelled up the other day and swelled shut. Got all red underneath and was hurt for 2 days. I never did figure out what happened to it. But anyway, it got better. But I've had bronchitis, bad. And I had to go to the doctor and get a Z-Pack and steroids, and tomorrow's my last day. And I'm feeling better, much better, because I couldn't quit coughing. But, I didn't know what I was going to do. I just could not stop coughing. But I feel so much better now, but, I've been through a round of stuff. But anyway, I'm still so thankful for everything. And, I just want to thank you all again for being so kind and praying for me. And if there's any new people out there, I hope you subscribe to my channel and like it and hit the bell so you get the notifications. And I hope to be on here again soon. I still cannot do a lot of stuff with my arm until I even go back to the doctor, even though I'm doing the physical therapy. But hopefully soon I'll be able to do more things. But I hope it doesn't stay this hot so that I won't be able to cook or anything. But I'll have to find cool things to make that don't take any cooking or don't use the stove. Anyway, thank you so much again. I'm so happy to be here today. I can't tell you how happy I am. So I'll sign off for now. See you again soon, I hope. Bye-bye. Hey, I just wanted to hop back on here real quick because I didn't tell you anything about the corn cakes, how they tasted since I put the cream of tartar in them. But I'm going to take one more bite, and then I'm going to tell you what I think about the cream of tartar being in there. I do think that it made the batter more creamier or smoother and doesn't taste quite as cornmealy. It did give it a different texture taste, like it did our biscuits. It made the biscuits wonderful and silky smooth. And this is more smooth, the batter. And it's really good. And it doesn't really make it taste different other than the texture of it. So I just wanted to let you know that. But I was anxious to try it to see if it did anything to the corn cakes as much as it did the biscuits. And it did help it. Helps it. It's light and fluffy. Okay, I'm going to quit hopping on here and stay off for a while. See you soon. Bye-bye.